Welcome back to Lust and Lore Stories. After telling the sorrowful and unreciprocated tale of The Little Mermaid by Andersen, today we continue our European fairy tale series with a story from the brothers Grimm, the Fisherman, and his wife. This is the original version from the Grimm collection published in 1812. Now, sit back, imagine yourself standing by the shore, with waves gently crashing nearby, and listen. Long ago, in a distant coastal land, there lived a poor fisherman and his wife in a shabby little hut by the sea. The hut was so old and broken that the wind slipped through every crack, rain leaked through the roof, and the smell of fish clung heavily to the air. The husband was kind and hard-working, casting his nets into the sea day after day, yet hardship often sent him home empty-handed, his heart weighed down by worry. His wife, however, was greedy and constantly complaining, forever dreaming of wealth and luxury. Their home was filled with tension, sighs, and discontent. One beautiful morning, when the sea was calm and the sky clear, the fisherman cast his net as usual. This time, he pulled up a magnificent golden fish, shimmering brightly, larger and more beautiful than any fish he had ever seen. The fish struggled, then suddenly spoke in a pleading voice. "O kind fisherman, please let me go. I am no ordinary fish. I am a prince under an enchantment. If you spare my life, I will grant you anything you wish." The fisherman froze in shock, fear and compassion battling in his heart. Never before had he heard a fish speak. True to his gentle nature, he released the fish at once. "Very well," he said, "I ask for nothing. Go and live in peace." The fish vanished into the sea, leaving behind a streak of red blood from its wound, which slowly dissolved into the blue water. When the fisherman returned home, he told his wife everything, his voice trembling, his eyes wide with disbelief. But instead of relief or gratitude, his wife flushed with anger, her heart burning with ambition. "You fool!" she shouted. "Why didn't you ask for something? Look at this miserable hut we live in. Go back at once and ask for a proper house." The fisherman hesitated, unease filling his chest. "But I already let the fish go. How can I demand anything now?" His wife scolded and nagged him relentlessly, until exhaustion and sadness overcame him. At last, he returned to the shore and called out, "Golden fish! Golden fish! My wife wants a fine house." The sea began to stir gently, and the golden fish rose from the water, its voice calm but weary. "What does she want?" The fisherman repeated his wife's demand, shame weighing heavily on him. The fish nodded and replied, "Go home. She has it now." When the fisherman returned, the old hut was gone. In its place stood a neat wooden house, complete with a lush vegetable garden and a warm hearth. His wife rejoiced, jumping for joy and embracing him. "Oh, how wonderful! We finally have a proper home." But her happiness lasted only a few weeks. Soon, dissatisfaction crept back into her heart, rising like restless waves. "This house is still too small," she complained. "I want a grand castle. Go back and ask the fish." The fisherman's eyes filled with tears as fatigue and sorrow overtook him. "We already have a good home. Why can't you be satisfied?" But she screamed in fury until he obeyed. This time, the sea was rougher, the wind howling. "Golden fish!" he called. "My wife wants a castle!" The fish appeared, its voice heavy with sadness. "Go home. She has it." And indeed, the wooden house had become a magnificent castle, filled with servants, fruit gardens, and lavish banquets. The wife laughed with delight, yet a sharper ambition flickered in her eyes. "Now that I'm a lady," she said, "I want to be queen." Once again, her joy was brief. Her greed had become a bottomless pit, swallowing every trace of happiness. The fisherman grew thinner and more despondent, his heart filled with regret for ever freeing the fish. He returned to the shore yet again. Now the sea churned violently, dark clouds gathering overhead. "My wife wants to be queen," he cried. The fish emerged, even more weary than before. "Go home. She is queen now. The castle had transformed into a royal palace. The wife sat upon a throne as nobles bowed before her. Still, she was not content. Her greed burned brighter. "I am queen," she declared, "but I want to be emperor, ruler over all." The fisherman wept silently. "Why can't you be satisfied? I only want a peaceful life." But she threatened him and drove him back to the sea. Now the sea was black and raging, waves towering high. "My wife wants to be emperor," he shouted. The fish appeared amid the storm. "Go home. She is emperor now." She ruled the land, yet her eyes still gleamed with unchecked ambition. "I am emperor," she said, "but I want to be pope so I can be closer to God." The fisherman trembled in fear. "You've gone mad! This is impossible!" But she forced him once more to return to the sea. Thunder roared, lightning struck, and sharks circled in the boiling waters. "My wife wants to be pope!" The fish sighed deeply. "Go home. She is pope now." That night, seated in golden robes, she looked up at the sky, her heart still unsatisfied. "I want to be God," she said, "so I can command the sun and the moon." The fisherman collapsed in despair, tears streaming down his face. "What more do you want? This is a sin!" But she screamed at him to go. The storm was now terrifying, the sea seething like a cauldron. "My wife wants to be God," he cried. The golden fish rose one last time, its voice stern and angry. "Go home," it said. "She is back in the old hut." When the fisherman returned, everything was gone. The palace, the throne, the splendor, all had vanished like a dream. Once again, they sat in the same broken hut by the sea, poor and wretched as before. The wife sat in silence, her face gray with belated regret and deep sorrow. The fisherman sighed and said quietly, "Now you see, greed brings only ruin." And so they lived there until the end of their days, never daring to dream of more again. The story ends here. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe so I can continue telling more Grimm fairy tales. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again on Lust and Lore Stories.